Thomas Gereke from Siemens. The grid is being attacked from all sides. We have all these solar factories. We have the winds everywhere. We have the e-charging everywhere, and the grid is full and cannot be expanded. How to solve this problem?
I think it's a perfect fit with renewable energy like PV and also with windmills, because the problem is that you can't control when they will produce energy. On the other hand, you have the charging infrastructure with electric vehicles. Yeah. But in the end, it's not the problem with the production of energy. The problem is of storage of energy. And I think the electric vehicles we can use with smart charging technologies to exactly store the energy when it's available.
But that's the principal idea, okay? In principle, it's a nice fit. But how much problems do we have in the grid? For example, in Germany, I mean, there's this expansion, electrification of the society. Can we basically solve those challenges, or are we too late?
We have done a forecast in 2030. If we have really the charging infrastructure installed and also electric vehicles, and in the worst case in November with renewable energy and the fit of cars. Also in Germany, only with renewable energy is possible with the integration of and usage of vehicle to grid with the electric vehicles to supply energy and enough energy also to the German.
Yeah, you think it's solvable? Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear that, because we need an engineer saying we can solve it. Okay.
But I think it's still some way to go, because in my opinion, the last 10 years we worked that we can charge electric vehicles. It works fine now. Yeah. But I think the next 10 years we will work on the vehicle to X, vehicle to grid integration. Yeah. We need regulation, we need standards. So I think it's a huge challenge for the society and from the technology point of view, but it's solvable, and I think we will solve it together.
That also means that the European governance, we need laws to make vehicle to grid mandatory and to make it integrate. Otherwise, we won't be able to solve those challenges.
I think we need some regulation, technical regulation, that we have some rules, some frameworks. In the end, we need also motivation for the EV driver, because we need to motivate the EV driver why I should use smart charging, why I should use vehicle to grid information. Yeah. But I think we will see it also in home charging areas, because you will have your own PV on your house, you will have your own storage, and you have your electric vehicle, because you can be independent from the grid. You need to reduce your costs, so this will be the first stage with vehicle to grid. And then you need also motivation to use also vehicle to grid in the public area, and I think we need some frame conditions, some regulations also in the European Commission.
Yeah, we should make it mandatory. It should just be regulation that it should happen. Okay, if you have a little order, like you have 100 buses which need to be charging with 150 kilowatt hour, is it easy to integrate it in the grid nowadays, or is that a big problem?
I think the big issue is not from the hardware point of view. It's a very good question. I think it's more from the grid integration. Because exactly if you say you have 100 buses, 150, it's 15 megawatt. Yeah. 50 megawatt to integrate. So you need always to think about, is it possible with copper, with energy supply, with grid extension, or with smart charging, or also from the concept point of view. So I think one of the biggest challenges with the charging infrastructure is the grid connection point of view. Yeah. And here you need concepts. We're doing the simulation, but it's possible from the technical point of view.
He keeps on saying it's possible, but everybody in Holland says it's really, really very, very difficult, and everything takes a long time, and to get permission takes a long time, and to get everybody on board takes a long time. You're a very optimistic man. Why?
No, I think we need more cooperation, we need more partnership with different companies, and also the permission we need to accelerate, because the market is booming right now, and we need support this charging infrastructure that the EV driver can charge a car, because in the end we would like to support this complete change of the electrification of the mobility chain and transport sector.
Okay. So, an optimistic view of the grid problems, because we do not, as chargers, we do not look at the grid. We just take it for granted, but it's a huge issue and it needs to be solved, and Siemens is busy with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you also for the time. Thank you.